This weekend, Capcom held a public playtest for Monster Hunter Wilds. And as someone who never got into Monster Hunter before, I wanted to see how the game plays for someone who doesn't know all the mechanics. The video is split up into sections, so just jump to what topic is interesting to you, and with that, let's get right into it. As expected, before playing I got into the character creator and it was great. Very detailed options for modeling your character, and what I most liked was when you choose your outfit, you could easily change the color of it. That was really nice. Playing around with it for 30 minutes, I ended up with a character that looks like a carpet. Well, that was on purpose though. I was a bit sad that the armor just would hide the outfit forever, but seeing how the armor looks and later in the game how the new armor looks, I'm pretty sure that character design is not a problem in this game. I was really impressed. Oh, and before we get into the story, I want to point out something that is even more amazing, and that is having the setting for arachnophobia. In my opinion, every game should have that. It's just nice for the people. So, thank you. In the game, we start on a moving sand ship, and before we do anything, we get into this smooth transition and see a flashback of someone, probably our commander, telling us what the mission is. The commander tells us of a hidden village and a big scary monster in an area previously thought to inhabit no humans. And this is very interesting because a few moments later, when we get to see this girl running away from monsters, we instantly get the connections oh wait, that's someone from that village, and the story picks up pace really quickly. That was a lot of fun. So helpful as we are, we just jump off the sand ship on some conveniently placed mount and start the chase. Now, this is not full gameplay right here, but we're getting close to it, and I think the obvious reason why we're doing this here is to show off the new mechanics of the game, being the new mount, the slingshot, and destructible environments. Now, saving this girl from this dune-like sandworm, we reconnect with our team and get our next mission, because the girl is afraid because she lost her brother in all of that. So we're going on our first official hunt to get that brother. Now, allow me to shorten this. We go out, find big monster, make a cool cutscene, kill the monster, and then bring the brother back into our new camp. This concludes the setup for what I would call a dynamic world. The demo questline is now over, and I'm free to explore a fairly big area filled with monsters. A big question for me was which weapon to choose. There are 14 different types, and I don't have time to try them all at the beginning. So I was a bit scared, but the game does help you. In this temporary camp at the beginning of the first hunt, your companion, your partner, asks you questions and pulls out the full Harry Potter hat and it's okay, tell me something about you, and I'm just gonna tell you which weapon to choose. This was really helpful. First, I got this weapon right here, but the descriptions sounded so complicated for a beginner, so I just went and picked the sword and shield, which was totally fine. It's not all welcoming though. I am used to attack with either R1, R2 or the square button, but in this case you have to attack with the triangle and circle. And I would have loved to just remap the button and play it as I like it, but it just doesn't work. Remapping your keyboard keys, no problem, but for the controller, for the gamepad, it just doesn't have that option. And that was really annoying. And to make matters worse, when I tried out the new weapon now and hit that barrel over and over again, which was really helpful, but in the top right corner of your screen, it shows the combos. of what you can press next to do certain actions. But it does so briefly that I was like, it just didn't work. Like, I cannot see what the move is doing and press the button, and while looking up there, reading some words that are there for like not even half a second. And that was really frustrating to like get moves that I could use against the monster. So I basically just ended up using the same hold both buttons at the same time and do this hop and slash thingy all over. Like, it was not the best, let's say that. And for me, this is like a huge problem. At a worst day, I would have just said, no, never mind, I'm just gonna play something that's more intuitive than this. Because no remapping the buttons and then being forced to like not being able to see the combos was just, it's just not good. Once I got over the controls though, I was able to focus on the beauty of this game. And there is a lot. So here are some of my personal highlights when playing the game. As I alluded to earlier, I think the game looks really good. The art style is very gritty, but it's not as gritty that it looks disgusting. Especially with the color pattern used, you really get a nice feel. Like, just look at the sand, it's amazing. When exploring the wild, immersion is peak. It starts with a normal day and night cycle and goes to like a whole dynamic weather system. This sandstorm, for example, was great. I was like running around on the dunes and I was not able to see anything anymore because, well, there was a sandstorm. But not all weather is random. Some are tied to monsters. Like when it turns dark and this huge, scary thunderstorm crosses the land, it means there is a certain monster around. Which before I saw it for the first time, while exploring, I stumbled into its nest, and everything from the crystals on the path to the whole pit being filled with those crystals, it just made it so clear what this location is. I was really scared that whatever monster might live here would come back the moment I am there. But on the other hand, this is really cool gameplay wise, because knowing that just because you looked at the area gives you an opportunity, an advantage to build up an ambush and trap the monster waiting for it to appear there. And that's from an idea, like, this is really cool. The environmental storytelling of this game, that conveys this danger, it's just unheard of. It's amazing. Now, during my multiple fights, I had really cool things happen to me that made the world seem so real. For example, as shown in the tutorial, I was reminded that I could like collapse things because some monster was like crumbling the rocks. So I shot it and perfectly dropped the rock right onto him. Then, whenever I would chase a monster to his next resting spot, I could not tunnel vision on that because the world is so dangerous. At any time, a monster could just jump on me or my prey. And I don't like not being able to pause the game, but sometimes it can make for a great experience. Like when I was looking at the quest menu, and because your quest menu is riding with you, you are just standing in the wild basically. At some point there was loud battle music playing and I got like a bit scared. I was like, okay, what's happening here? Then I closed the menu and there was like this huge monster right in front of me, so close to hitting me. That was really cool. And here I fought normally on my back foot when this monster just ran into some naturally occurring trap, giving me the advantage suddenly. Possibilities to interact with the world truly seem endless. And this is only the demo area, right? But I also had some things that I wished would have been in the demo. Mainly, this had to do with progression. While you were able to cook within your little tent, the big cat chef is closed and so is the forge. And this really annoyed me. I wanted to farm materials and money from quests to then get new stuff. But why should I do that? I couldn't craft new armor. All the armor in the beta was already available. And so are the weapons. There are no weapons you can craft in the beta. And I totally understand that this kind of progression is better put into the full game. But I would have liked to see at least some of that and feel how the grind works in this game. What I don't understand though is how you can make it so impossible to play with a friend. Like, oh my god, me and my friend, we tried for an hour to play together. Maybe this makes total sense to the experienced Monster Hunter player. But what the hell is an environmental link? And why can you not hunt monsters together because one didn't see the 2-second cutscene that runs when seeing it the first time? Why can that just not be a thing in the multiplayer? It really made me question like everything about this game. It just was not possible. Like, there were 15 different buttons that had to do with multiplayer, and all of them led to this menu that just did nothing. Like, this menu, it's like 7 lists of people. But none of this brings you anywhere. And whatever you clicked on, it appeared. Oh, and of course there's another menu. There's also another menu. And then there's this menu to join another lobby. Great thing. I love it. I clicked on that by accident, seeing that that is available. After that, I searched for 15 minutes to find it again. Because for some reason, it's with the quest lady, not the escape menu. What? You cannot tell me that playtesters of this game understood how to play the game with other people. It's just too complicated. We had to look it up how to play together. Maybe that's just on us, but I don't think so. The previously mentioned lack of information brought up some questions though. How big is the game really? How many monsters are there? How many pieces of armor? How big is the world beyond what I saw? How dynamic is the world really? How big is the story? Is there more than this empty village you could find in the beta? And what is the incentive to explore more now that we basically accomplished our goal of finding those people? Now, I'm sure there are some answers to that in the internet somewhere, but alone from playing the beta, that's the information that was missing. Overall, the game was a great experience. I played for almost 5 hours and I had a great time hunting and exploring. The game is clearly made for experienced Monster Hunter players, but newcomers can play the game, definitely. But it will take time. It's a huge time investment to get into this game still. And that still pushes me to not play the full game. Which is pretty sad, because the story felt really well written. I want to experience that, I think it's worth it. But what do you think? Will you play the game? Have you played Monster Hunter before? Are you maybe one of those experienced players? Make sure to let me know in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you want to see more, there will be a video of me talking about One Winged Angel from Final Fantasy VII by Nobuo Uematsu coming in the near future. So subscribe to not miss that. And with that, see ya!